Rebels, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Superhero Wednesday, what seems to be a wonky layout. I do this so many times in videos now, I keep it in, because I'm an idiot. I think we're alright there. Ignore the background, I don't know how you can though, it's fucking awesome. Welcome back to Superhero Wednesday. Now today we've got another big discussion talking point. We've done this before, we've done this with a Batman video. And today we're going to be saying which Spider-Man villain should get their own solo film next. We did it after the Joker, and of course my argument was the Riddler. This time we've got Morbius on the way, we've had Venom, we've got Venom 2, even though Venom's like a weird grey area these days. Venom's Space Knight, Guardian, shenanigans, fuck knows what they're doing with Morbius. But which Spider-Man villain should be the next villain to get a solo film? This is where I want your thoughts and opinions. I want you to school me, because a lot of you are just a lot smarter than me and are better at English and can debate and talk and discuss better. I'm an idiot that just like, I like Spider-Man, just fucking shit out there. I've got one person I'm going to bring forward. The thumbnail and the title's probably, it looks like the thumbnail's probably giving it away, but so we might as well just jump straight into it. Before I even get any further, there is a Craven on the way, isn't there? There's supposed to be either Craven revealed in Spider-Man's third film, or there's a solo potential, because obviously Sony, I think October of 2022, they've got an untitled Marvel film out. Fuck knows, it can only be Spider related. There's talks of Craven coming out, so this could be, if this ever happened, my idea, could be the fourth villain to get a solo film. I'm going to pitch to you the Green Goblin. I know at first, I mean, Chris kind of talked about this on a podcast, and Chris wasn't very much for it, but I love the Green Goblin. It is just, the Green Goblin and Spider-Man are just as iconic, for me anyway, and I think for a lot of other comic book fans, as iconic as Batman and the Joker, and the Green Goblin isn't a million miles away from the Joker. Forget the Goblin formula and all that kind of stuff. You know, the insanity, the crazy laugh, the creepiness, the oddball, the weird jokes, the one-liners and stuff. They are quite similar. And as to who to cast in the new one, if and when they do it, it's kind of hard to choose. I have like the Riddler video I did. Neil Patrick Harris, there's your Riddler. This one's quite hard, so definitely let me know your suggestions in the comments below. Green Goblin, okay, it won't be some sort of anti-hero gimmick. He will be a villain in my film idea. And you think to yourself, well, who the hell are we going to root for? What's going to happen? How's this going to come about? We're not going to make him a complete dickhead, and his villain's going to be other goblins. We could have the Hobgoblin in there. We could just watch the Goblin battle we could watch the Goblin battle take over us. I'm trying to be fancy. Someone like the Hobgoblin, he was obviously created because the writers didn't want to bring Green Goblin back after he died. They wanted a Goblin, but they didn't want the Green Goblin, wanted to mix it up a bit. Hobgoblin was created. There's so much history and story there which you could just intertwine with the two anyway. Of course, for me, I'd have Kingsley as the Goblin. It's obviously the whole, you know, he had the formula. It's a little bit better than the Green Goblin formula. It's like a modified version of it. You could have Norman Osborn gutted that he's had something stole from him, or, you know, who is the real Goblin? One Goblin wants to take over New York and the underground and stuff, whereas this other Goblin's coming over and like, oh, I'm doing it. There's a big rivalry, big battle. You could have other villains on either side, minor villains. You could maybe have, like, I don't know, bring back the Lizard. You can have a Sandman in there. You can have a Hydro Man. You can have a Mole Man. You could just sort of, these little minor villains which are going up against each other. Plus it'd be really dark and quite creepy and quite scary at times. I would definitely do a dark one. A bit of swearing, a bit of edginess, some gory deaths. The only thing is obviously you'd expect Spider-Man to be sort of amongst it somewhere. But if they do like an underground battle, plus Spider-Man, if they do it the right sort of timeline, going through his trial at the minute, you know, obviously, you know, he's been framed for murder by Mysterio. He won't really be able to react much or do much. Other Avengers would probably stay out of it because it's, like I said, it's underground, it's minor, it's not. I would like some scenes where they're both flying around New York's skyline, just causing absolute havoc, pumpkin bombs everywhere and stuff. That would be pretty dope to see. Sort of timeline, like I would set it in, just sneak it in there somewhere where Peter Parker's busy with his trial. He can't come out as Spider-Man because he's a wanted criminal. He's wanted for murders and stuff, for being a bad guy, which he didn't do. Please hurry up with Spider-Man 3. I can't wait. I think it'll be cool because obviously we've seen a sneak peek of it in the Superior Spider stuff. I cannot remember the issues. Was it like late on 20 odd? 20 something there. Anyway, when Superior Spider-Man was happening, that would be a great film in itself. And we had the whole Goblin uprising sort of thing, the Goblin battle. It would just be amazing. Plus, there's other goblins. If you didn't want the Hobgoblin, God, how many times have we said Goblin? I mean, like, we've said Goblin, so you've got like the Red Goblin, you've got the Grey Goblin, you've got the Goblin King, you've got Monster, you've got loads of different, the scarier, edgier, different, more unique characters of the whole Goblin side of things. The Red Goblin might be a little bit tricky. Suppose if we're adding the Venomverse stuff in, we could probably get there somehow. Better people could write this a lot better than me. It would just be amazing. So we've got a really key, one of the most iconic villains of all time, one of the most OG villains of all time, in a solo film. He could connect so much. The Sinister Six side of things could be connected through there. Norman Osborn, if they wanted to do the whole S.H.I.E.L.D. aspect where he was head of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while, if they wanted to, the Dark Avengers stuff, if they wanted to bring that in there, you could tie it all up so beautifully. Plus, looking now how they could do it with the MC tone, with the Kevin Feige seal of approval, it could just look like such a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. My main story would literally be Norman Osborn's about. Spider-Man's, all the goblins are rising because Spider-Man's not there to try and stop them, or the Avengers are, scattered about everywhere. There's no real set team anymore. Tony Stark's dead. The goblins are rising. Peter Parker's busy with his trial. Let's have a big turf war. Who's going to do it? And you would, like I said, you would try and side with the Green Goblin, maybe if you could a little bit more. Because we do need to follow at least some kind of hero or anti-hero or get behind him. Maybe he just literally he doesn't want to cause or hurt people. He wants to control crime, so it doesn't get too out of hand. Like, he still wants to commit crimes, but he just wants to be the head of it, so it doesn't go chaotic. Whereas the Hobgoblin just wants utter chaos. You could do something like that. I quite like this so far. Pitch. That's what I'm saying. Green Goblin should be the next Spider-Man villain to get a solo film. Agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. Visuals. Hopefully, I've given us a few decent points and a really roughed out, dodgy-ish line there. I think it'll be pretty cool. But visuals, that was this week's Superhero Wednesday. Which Spider-Man villain would you love to get their next, to have the next solo film? Because usually they're going to make them anti-hero. I think Morbius is going to be some kind of goodish guy in his film. Venom, we know, is the good guy in his films. So fuck knows what they're going to do next. Do a Kraven the Hunter film, there's no way in hell they can make him the hero of his film, because he's a fucking trophy hunter. He's a fucking idiot. Even though I love him as a character, he's fucking awesome. I love him fighting the spider. I want to hunt the spider. But yeah, visuals. Thanks for watching. Remember, always keep being you and keep on. Oh, I'm singing on. You guys are the fucking best.